there seems to be a common theme of our families being attacked. And on this podcast, I want to focus more on the father's side, the men's side, how we been affected mentally, how has our families been affected, our children been affected, kids, so like,
Well, I think
how do you see it,
strip
bro?
it back, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently, if you think about it, men ultimately, and over these last few months, like I said, I've been attending this other podcast, and I'm listening to stories from women, abused women, guys that have gone through the system. I was in a podcast yesterday, and I was listening. Two guys came on, two English lads, nice, young, really nice lads, First guy, he revealed he attempted to unalive himself 3 times during his post-separation process and what he was going through his divorce. The second lad, if you saw him walking down the street, young lad, I would say early 30s, English guy, well, presented, well spoken. And initially, if you saw him walking down the street, you'd think he's perfectly fine. He attempted to unalive himself twice. He revealed this on air. He's revealed this. It's going to come out, right? Yeah. And I sat there listening, and it reminded me of the moments that they're going through. I've walked this path. I know that road is well-trodden road, and I'm like, damn, I really felt for these guys. Yeah. Now I've seen a lot of ladies come on. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a lot of ladies talking about their trauma. One lady also attempted it as well, and other ladies that have talked about their abuse and whatnot. I'm looking at this from all angles. And there's as far as the traditional relationship is concerned, the gender wars, it's the battle of the sexes ultimately in every part and aspect of society, and ultimately in relationships and marriage. And unfortunately, the breakdown of society ultimately comes down to the breakdown of the family unit. And as we all know, the laws in this country, and generally most Western countries, it is a known fact, the baseline position does not favor fathers. And the family court system, the family law, the Children's Act, divorce has all been written around a mother and a wife. So the system is built around this. And relationships have got to the stage where you got to understand, most English people, they're not even cohabiting anymore. They're choosing not to have children. Men, English men, generally men, not just Englishmen, men as a whole are saying, why do I need to do this? Why do I need to live with someone, have children, work like a dog, when there's nothing in it for me? I'm telling you now, as a man, to get married, what is actually in it for you? You have no right over your children. Your children can be removed from your life overnight. You can be stripped of all of your hard work, any assets. The law appears to, there's a lot of people that will disagree. There's a lot of females that I've sat in with podcasts that may disagree, but I know the system inside out. The current system, however you look at it, still favors the mothers. The legal aid is built around mothers. Bro, men don't get legal aid.
Let me ask something. Okay, so what perks do the women get in this? What is it about it that's appealing for them, where they
think about it?
Some of them are just actually inclined. Like, I want to go through just some of the checklists.
I'll tell you what it is. So let me tell you what it is, right?
Go on, bro.
You've got to understand human behavior. If me and you now, let's say we're in a business partnership of some sort, a friendship, a business partnership, some sort of partnership like that, right? Now, in that partnership, if I hold all the documentation, right? If the documentation on paper, I have control of this business partnership. Now, you're a businessman. You've had business partnerships. Understand the dynamics. Remember this, it's still some form of partnership. We have to play our part. Now, like Robert Greene talks about it, 48 laws of power. In every interaction, in every relationship, there will be a dominant personality and there will be a more submissive personality. Now, if this is a business partnership, and understand this, we're both, say, chilled guys, but I have more leverage on paper. I have more leverage on paper. I can really call the shots without needing you, but you need me.
Yeah.
So if I disagree with something, if I don't like your ideas, I say, look, my boob, I don't like that. We're not going to do that. You're like, no, Fruit. I really think this is good. I want to go.
Yeah.
I agree. I'll take it on board. But this is my point is, you got to understand, my behavior to a certain degree and human behavior is dictated by the law of the land. If you can get away with it with someone, when someone when someone has leverage over you, that's when you know who they really are.
Yeah.
You don't
Absolutely.
know someone till they have leverage over you. You know this. Same with their relationship. Once someone has a child, women innately know this. They have natural game. Women have natural look, women emotionally mature quicker than men. They have a natural understanding. They know that to a certain degree how to control men and how to get what they need out of them. They were born with this. They are designed by design, how to extract value out of men. I'm not saying that's right or wrong or good or bad. I'm not saying that. But it is so ingrained into them. They do it without even knowing or trying. But now when the law says, they know. How is it that all the cases I've dealt with, all the women are 10 steps ahead? They know how to secure the legal aid. They knew all the buzzwords. They knew cry in front of the teacher or the doctor to secure all of this, secure the children, become resident parent, you secure the assets. And the man is stripped out and thrown away. Child maintenance services are well known to treat fathers differently to mothers.
Wait, bro, hold that thought there, because I got a question that just popped off. Right, if they themselves have a stable base and they got their children, they got their husband, they got their home, why would you want to jeopardize that, bro?
I'll tell you why. Look, it's easy. The answer's easy. This is what you're not understanding, right?
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship, as you know,
Yeah, bro.
When you're in a relationship for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right, what happens is, right, especially in this day and age, you have to understand social media, the perception of how good other people have it, how good other people's lives are.
Comparison.
People are traveling, holiday snaps all the time. You have women constantly, what do you call it, like gossiping and chatting, and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that. Your man, there are other women, there are divorced women, keep other women divorced. Remember this.
Got you.
Many cases where sisters have caused a divorce of their own sisters. Friends have caused a divorce of their own friends. So divorced women, number one, keep other women divorced. And then what happens is, when, unfortunately, what I've noticed, and look, I was with a mother. I was with a single mother. Straight up, I was with this woman, solid, independent, woman's got a degree, privately educated. You know, she's not a spring chicken, so you think she's independent and established. But listening to other people and her friends, somehow they managed to corrupt her and start getting, you're not doing this, you should be doing this, I should. And I'm thinking, but where's all this coming from? So the influence of other people affected her psyche. And this is what I'm saying. When you're in and remember this.
Go on, bro.
When you're, what people don't realize as well, when you're in a long-term relationship, you might be content. Now, content is potentially boring. When I say boring, day-to-day life. Like, for example, you used to sit at one point and have dinner with your children together as a family. At that, when you were there, it was just a normal everyday dinner. There's noise, there's chaos. You think, I can't be asked. What is this? Shut up. Let's just get it done. But
exactly.
now that you don't have it, you look back and you think, man, that was content. You were happy. Now that it's not with you, you can appreciate it. So what happens is, when everything's available and there, guess what? It becomes normal, boring, content. It's not exciting. He's not doing this. Oh, so-and-so husband's doing this. He earns that much money. He takes his wife there. You know, the bravado on the show, and TikTok,
of course.
and Instagram.
Of course.
All of these things are brainwashing you. And look, all right, none of the conversations that we've had before have come out where we we've talked a lot about this but take it back to something else. So let's take it away from the women and men specifically relationships. We are being conditioned and brainwashed by everything we see, everything we listen to, the people we interact with. We are being brainwashed on a daily basis. Advertising, social media is very powerful. If advertising never worked, do you think all these ads, you'd see this if it never worked? Because it slowly conditions the brain. They used to do it with newspaper, mainstream news. They convinced this whole country to go to war and kill millions of people, bro, on the basis of lies. by slow daily conditioning. What did we say in our other previous episodes? What have all the great speakers said? What have the psychologists and the therapists said? Repeat a lie often enough, it'll eventually become the truth. Now, think about this. If you look into your subconscious, right, you remember an event that happened in your life somewhere, you'll feel a certain way. You're in your body, kinesthetically, you will feel something in your body that may relate back to your nervous system. Will give you a feeling because you remember an event. If you was to imagine an event that's not real, you just imagined it, you visualized it, you vividly visualized it, you can see the detail in this visualization. It ain't real. Your nervous system will respond the same. It doesn't know the difference.
Absolutely. Bro.
So understand. And now, if you go back to the relationships, women at home, and there's all this movement, you understand this feminist ideology and the conditioning of the environment we're in. Women are telling women, you should live your life. You don't need a man. And not just you don't need a man. There's that aspect of it. But understand this, right? Yeah. So a woman's married 10, 15 years. When she just realizes that I can keep the house, I can keep the assets. Now, listen, there's a honey trap. I can keep all of this. I can keep the kids. I could potentially meet someone who will love me and will do this and that and live this great life. But I can get rid of him this easily. The power is there. So now we go to this business contract analogy.
I
you
get
say, Farouk, I don't care. I'm standing my ground.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this. We're not going to go down this road. This is not right for the business. I've got the power of attorney on the business. What am I going to say? How far can you push me, really? Let me ask you a question. We're business partners. You want to do something that way. I always get my way. How far can you push me? I've got the papers. I've got the power. I've got control of the business. What can you do?
100%.
So what is that going to naturally do? I'm going to think, yeah, Mahboob, you can want all you want, but you can want all you want, Mahboob. But because I've got the leverage, as much as I might be a passive guy, in this scenario, you've become the prey and it's brought out the predator in me. Your energy will be different because you can't really push this. You're lose-lose. How far can you push this? Now, in a relationship, when you know she's holding the noose over your head, you know she can do this. She knows she can do this. How far? Some men snap and they don't care. They're like, whatever. I'm not being treated like this. Course. But the problem is, these women, the sisters, the ladies have been programmed and they know very well the leverage they have. And they are playing this leverage out in their marriages now. 100%.
Mad.
That's why they're conditioned. And incentives. They're incentivized.
So my question is this then. What happened to the commitment, the loyalty, the trust? That goes out through the window then, bruv.
No, but think about what you're saying. Think about exactly what you're saying. This is where you got to understand the layers and depth of human psychology and behavior. We're all the same on the surface. Remember this, when it comes to like I said, you don't know who someone is until they have leverage over you. Now, we have a lot of practicing people in the community.
Of course.
I've seen them in family court, bro. I've seen how they behave. Breaking ties of kinship is next to kufr. When it comes to, and this is what I'm saying, when it comes to you personally, brother, most people throw the good book out the window. I know Niqabi, all of my sisters, Niqabis accusing their ex-husband's parents of the T word, right? I don't want to say it, for social media. But they're saying, I'm concerned they're going to radicalize my children because they pray Quran loudly in their house. These are all of my sisters that are saying this. So I'm saying to you is understand what I'm trying to tell you. This illusion that you're talking about, commitment, loyalty, this is an illusion. And they are operating within a certain paradigm. But once you have power and leverage, then you see who that person really is, don't you? You know the old saying, give a person money, then you see who they really, who they always were. It's not they became, it's who they always were. Give a person power, you see who he really is. Give a person leverage over you, you see who they really are. The mask slips. Now, I'm talking about the subtle behaviors, bro, that no one sees when no one's looking. I could be nice to you right now, the way we're talking. Listen, Farouk's a lovely guy.
100.
But you've not seen me under pressure. We've not had an interaction or an exchange of value or money or circumstances. We've not traveled together. We've not worked together in that sense. Like I say, what does Islam say? You travel with someone, you lend them money, or you spend time with them, or you work with them. That's when you know who they really are. I've worked with loads of guys. People say he's a lovely fella, but when you're on tools, right? Yeah, when you work on the tools with someone, or there's on your shift, you work with someone who's on the same shift as you, is under you. Yeah. Other people say, oh, he's a lovely guy, this and that. But when you work with him, you see his little nuances and habits, and he really is. And you think, I don't really like him, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? But other people think he's great. So, but you haven't worked with him. And with the marriage as well, understand this. What I'm trying to say to you is, when there's incentive, when you're incentivized to leave financially or to make these allegations and accusations, every couples are going to have ups and downs. Look, couples are going to have ups and downs and rough patches, But if one person always has that trigger, they've got that loaded weapon there where they can use on you, and they might just use it, and they're incentivized, they're rewarded for it. And human behavior. If you leave a trail of honey somewhere, bro, it's going to attract the bees. It's as simple as. People will follow. Same with human behavior.
Do you know what the crazy thing is, though, as well, bro? 100%. You've just literally mapped out what literally happened to me in business. Literally every single thing that you had said actually happened to me, bro, yeah? But the crazy thing is, do you know what we're missing in this society? Yeah, it's incentivized, but we're missing the consequence. It's so now what happens is they get all of this, they get all the perks and that. Do you know what that's saying? People believe it's the grass is greener on the other side. They get there, then they're like, oh my gosh, now what? Now it's all over the place. It's not what I thought. It's not what So the flip side to that is, yes, I'm going to give you all the incentives. I'm going to push it. I'm going to just help you as much as I can. But it's like a trap. It's like another trap.
Brother, it's 100% a trap. Because the thing is you got to remember, right? Yeah. So let's say a lady gets divorced, right? Yeah. And look, let's say from the pool of women that are now, let's just restrict it to just our community for 1 second. Because we have a slightly different for us in that sense, right? So let's say 100% of these women that are getting divorced. Yeah. Let's say, for argument's sake, out of that, 1 or 2%, say 2%. Let's be liberal with the numbers. 2 to 3% are really solid, mature, educated women that have drive and go. They can go get and they can make it by themselves. They can be really successful. Yeah. They can make money, start a business, start a following, and they can really make it. And they don't even need a man. Then they can attract maybe a higher caliber man or another man of that sort of level of success, for argument's sake. That's 3%, right? Yeah, just be liberal with that. Yeah, but like I said, and when we talk about like wealth, even they say it's a top 1%. 99% are just normies, like normal everyday people, working class. Let's just take out the top 10% globally. It's the top 1%, but let's say it's 10%. 90% are normal working class people. Remember this. So out of these women as well, your friends might say all of this to you, but when it comes to the end of the day, you lay down in your bed at night, your friends with her husband, with her family, your mum and dad, and this is what I say, your mum and dad might have riled you up, but your mum and dad are together. They lay together in bed at night. They have a conversation. They've got each other. They've done their Hajj and Umrah together. They've lived their life. They've raised their child. They've seen their grandchildren. They've made it, regardless of they thought our daughter deserves better. He shouldn't treat you. All of this, they've riled you up. They enable. They call the enablers. They enabled you. They enabled your behavior. And again, when you close your eyes at night, your mum and dad are old. They're gonna die. Your mum and dad ain't gonna be there. They're going to die. They've lived their life together. And guess what? When you close your eyes at night, then there's no one else there, just you and your thoughts. Now, what happens is, what people don't realize, and again, this understanding and realization, you remember when you were 21, when you first went out, like these years, they go by like that.
Absolutely.
They're going to wake up one day. Kids are grown up. They're going to live their own life.
Of course.
Their kids are, and the way the world is going, our children are also more about themselves and they're not like us or our parents. We had sacrifice for our parents. I mean, not that I'm always 100% with that, but they're more about their life, which they should be. I agree. And if the kids are sensible, they'll focus on their own life. And these women that they think, because they think there's a better offer out there, some guy's going to take me, brother.
Yeah.
Women in their 20s, never been married, never had boyfriends, even good so-called good girls.
Yeah.
Let's even call them virgin. They can't get married, bro.
Yeah.
There's a marriage crisis going on. So these women in their 30s and 40s with kids, what do they think? It's not a movie. Who's going to marry them? And if you got your small kids, bro, you're locked off for 10, 15 years.
Bro,
now,
that's mad.
Think about not just that. Think about this.
Yeah,
and the women that get divorced in their 40s, bro.
Yeah.
If you've got a child at 2, 3, 4 years old, young,
Yeah.
it may be tricky to get married and live with someone, right?
Yeah.
At that age, right? So you think, give it another 10 years.
Yeah.
Brother, if you're 45, you're 5 years away from 50.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. 50, bro.
I'm there already.
If women in their 20s can't get married,
Yeah.
Now, 50 to 60, how long do you have left, really? What chances do you have, especially in the community now, of getting married? Not just in this community, in any other communities, I think have more of a chance, but in the Asian community, the community is generally shallow. We used to, back in the day, if a girl was 30, she was too old, 28, she was too old. Why she get married so late? She's 50, divorced. Listen, what do they think? They can either potentially only be second wives. The traditional setup is gone. This is where people have this delusion of the traditional family life, that traditional model no longer applies to you. And secondly, if you can't be a second wife, right, like I said, you're going to wake up when you're 60 one day and think, was it that bad? Was he really that bad? Did I get duped? Now, the problem is your ego sometimes overtakes you and convinces you he don't deserve you, you were this, you were much better, he never cared about your dreams and all this other bullshit that they've been fed, When you wake up and you're 55, 60, and you, like I said, when you go to bed, you know how it's meant to be. Go to bed, before your eyes close, you can't hide from yourself. You can't hide from who you are.
100.
And I think these women, unfortunately, sisters, like I said, and don't get me wrong, 2 or 3% may do well from their divorce. Some people respond differently to adversity, but women generally do not do as well as men from trauma and adversity. Now, like I said, I was listening to a divorce coach yesterday. Really successful women, powerful, successful women. The world will see them as strong, independent women. 25 years later, they're still bitter and angry. And even around the grandkids, I don't want your granddad here and all of this sort of stuff. They can't get rid of that bitterness and anger. It's poisoned them, bro. It's toxic and it's poisoned them. Now, the only thing is, like I said, it's
bro, wait, hold that thought. No. That's fine, bro. Wait, are they bitter and anger because of the man, or is it because deep inside it's due to the decision that they have made, and they can't face it?
Decision they have made, or the fact that there's an ego aspect. So look, depending on how the relationship is. So let's say, in some cases, say you chose to leave. Look, if they divorce, number one, they have to stand by that, because think about this, the hardest thing for people to do is look in the mirror. It is difficult sometimes to look in the mirror and really look and accept what you see. It's easier to deflect 100. And say, yes, it was him. I deserve better, so I left, so I'd rather be on my own. You could tell the world that. You can even, as a coping mechanism, tell yourself that. But when you're laying there, 60, 65, in bed, at night, alone, you can't lie to yourself.
You can't, bro.
You cannot lie to yourself, unfortunately, and that's the problem. And I think at some point, if you're that consumed with anger and hate and vengeance, is toxic. You've poisoned yourself. You're dying. Your soul is dead, bro. You've not even been living till that point.
Bro, a question. Okay, so what can we do to prevent that from happening? Like, say, for example, that we're already at a certain stage, the divorce has happened, you've got the kids, you're alone, you're single, with the kids. What can the sister do? And what happens to the brother at that stage as well, bro? Because everyone goes on different. Because what I've seen as well is this, brother, when a man gets divorced, some men, far and few, start actually becoming better. they start taking care of themselves. But in our community, I've seen people just go into deep depression and just like they don't get any better themselves, bro. It's only the small percentage, like you said, that actually start developing themselves, bro.
Yeah, okay, look, but we gotta break this down now.
Yeah.
Let's just take this as small chunks.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, go on.
So, look, everyone responds differently to pressure, adversity, and pain.
100.
Someone's true nature and character will come to the surface under pressure, under pain, under adversity, under extreme conditions. We will see what they truly are. Can they rise to that occasion? Do they get brave? Do they get scared, nervous, anxious? Do they want to crawl up and just hide and take cover? That's the first thing. Is how individuals, men or women, we can't say. So let's not generalize. Let's not genderize this. Right?
True.
People respond differently because women are more emotional. They seem to hold a bitterness for longer and harder. Men, like I said, sometimes what they say in trauma is actually good for men. So if we look at upbringing and children, they're saying when boys are exposed to trauma during their upbringing, it can, in cases, be more beneficial for them because it pushes them further. They can come out stronger from this. Where with women, with girls especially, it manifests in personality type disorders, insecurities like this. Daddy, you should do something. I'm trying to say. Traumas in women, which then they bring into the relationships. So don't get me wrong, men can also bring trauma into the relationships. These things can also affect men. But as proportionately, it seems to affect women more. That's why if you look at all these divorces that women are coming into these marriages with all this defensive attitude because their mama's told them that you don't want to live the life I led. They still have the conditioning of their mum. My mum suffered this, that, blah, blah, blah. Now, okay, some households still want to live in the joint family and treat the daughter-in-law like a slave and all this stupid politics. Again, this is only in the South Asian community. In the Algerian, Moroccan, Egyptian, Arab community, Turkish, you get married, you move out, you have your space, but we still have this aspect of control. Control your assets, control your sons, control the wealth of the family. So there's an overarching system of control in the South Asian community that still exists in some families.
Bro, does that come from the mother or does it come from the father?
That comes from the family as a whole, bro.
As a whole, okay.
No, that depends on the family, bro. You understand,
Right.
Now, obviously, people have now come around to the idea, and I'm an advocate for let them be men and women. Move them out, give them their own space. Stop holding on to your son, and the meddling that goes on between sisters and mother-in-laws. Even like, I'm not even saying, look, the women are all bad. The women are worse with each other. It's the women that make it hard for the women. The mother-in-laws, the sister-in-laws, the daughter-in-laws. They're at it. The men are just pawns in this game of power. And that's the era we're living in, bro. And women are controlling the game. That's why they're hating on each other. And this poor kid trying to keep mum happy, sister happy, wife happy. He just gets pulled from pillar to post. He has no idea. Young boy in his 20s gets married. He ain't got a clue.
I want to take a few steps back and really going deep in terms of what do these games look like. So like, say for example, what happens in the matriarchy or the family, like, so the man gets pushed to the side, whether it be the father, he gets pushed to the side, the daughter's seeing how the mother is operating, she's now got a blueprint of, okay, this is how it's going to be when I get into a relationship of my own. What happens to the son? What happens to
the thing in the Asian community? What happens in Asian community is this, right? If your daughter's getting married, right? So your daughter gets married, right? She goes to the in-laws. Let's say they're living not even a traditional life, but the guy ain't got a house. House prices are very expensive in London, as you know. A guy in his 20s, say even mid-20s, a professional, can't afford to buy a house. So he says, look, we're going to stay at my mum's. They've got a big house for a little while. We'll save up and then we'll get our own place. So daughter moves in there. Now, the girl that moves into that family, now the girl's mother, the bride's mum, when they do things in that household, firstly, the mistake is if the bride is immature enough to go and tell her mum things that goes on in the other household, So let's take it from the girl's mother's side to start with, right, Now, what happens is mum will say, "Oh, my poor daughter, they're making her do this, and she does this, and she's got no independence." There's always one angle because it's your daughter.
Yeah.
Now, the same woman, when her son gets married and the daughter-in-law comes around the house, guess what? Yeah, guess what? And understand this.
Yeah.
So with the daughter, if a husband's busy working, doesn't take her out for he never takes her out for dinner.
Yeah.
He doesn't do this.
Yeah.
His mum's controlling everything. He listens to his mum and all of this. Now, this is the typical Asian community. Now, when that same woman, her son gets married, he does something for his wife. Oh, look, she's got him under control. He's always running around after her. So my point is, and this is what I'm talking about, these double standards. We have a version of events that we don't believe what we see. We see what we believe. So when it's our daughter, the guy's always working. He doesn't have time for her. He's a horrible husband. He doesn't take her out. But when your son gets married and he prioritizes his wife like he should, takes her out and does things, mother gets jealous. Kevin Samuels talked about this. And do you know what that's called? These mothers, they want son husbands. He called them son husbands. Because our husbands never did this. It was a different time. We didn't get to go out to dinner. We didn't go on holidays. We didn't go on weekends away. Now my son's doing it for his daughter-in-law. And they get jealous and they're burning. And women are the enemies of each other. So the mum, sister-in-law. So when her son's taking his wife out, he's under the thumb. He's this, he's that. They stir shit, the attitude, the drama. And they're all fighting for power over the soldier. And unfortunately, in the Asian community, we don't call it out because it's all hidden under the disguise of Islam. Jannah's at your mother's feet. Poor guys are conditioned to believe this. So they nod along regardless. I can't say nothing to mum, this, that, blah, blah, blah. They have their little soft spot for mum because mum has conditioned this in. Dad, 100%. Like I said, is worried about his assets leaving the house. And it doesn't happen anymore, but I'm talking about the old school traditional thinking. If he's living here, he control his wages. He's he's going to look after us because they're worried about themselves. They don't care about who's going to look after us when we get old. It was that mentality, remember, So this poor kid has no idea. Mums, what they do, they want son husbands. That's the thing. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, I've seen it, bro. Even people that you deem as good people. Listen, I'm telling you, people that you might say, oh, yeah, my own sister. Listen, I've seen it in every household, bro. Every single household in some capacity or other. Sisters join in on the action. Even it's all subtle behavior. Oh, mum, why didn't they do this? Oh, yeah, they're sticking up for mum. Until then, they become daughter-in-laws, and guess what? Suddenly now, my mother-in-law's treating me like this. So it's all the women that are causing problems for each other. Number one, the women are more cruel to each other. Number two, and like I said, when it's our daughter getting married, we have we look at the guy a certain way. And when it's our son gets married, it's different rules are changing. Brother, there's a lot of problems. I hate to say it, but our parents, as much as they did loads of good things, they're the ones who brought these problems. They never got past and they never evolved. Only now we've just about made it out of that mentality. Think about it. It's only now. And that has been a contributor to a lot of marriage breakdowns because these daughters have come in with this trauma. They're scared. They're defensive. They think they're going to be slaves because their parents have told them, because their parents subconsciously wanted to change. So they're like my ex. It was the mentality where it's this defensive mentality for situations that have never happened. Because of this paranoia. And I'm thinking, but you're a woman who's young. Surely you've got the maturity to look around you and make an assessment and think, we don't live like this. I'm all right here. We're lucky. Think about this, Mahmood. When I got married, bro. Forget moving out, bro. I moved out before I was married. I lived on my own for 3 years. I was independent, bro. And all this live together, I think personally, it's not for me. I need my own space. Unless your dad's got a 7, 8, 10 bedroom house, you shouldn't live together. Go out and get your own place. Be a man. Express yourself. You need room to find out who you are. So I've gone against traditional Gujarati Asian thinking. You with me? And unless your dad is a real leader, and look, I'll be straight with you. Most Bangladeshi, Gujaratis are very passive. Mothers have a strong personality. Do you know what I mean? Unless your father's a strong leader, he can say, boys, we're working together. This is the setup. This is how we roll. We pull together. Boom, 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 boom. The women ain't going to be able to dictate certain things in this manner. These games all come from the women. Unless you have a strong leader like that, bro, it ain't gonna happen.
Bro, see, in addition to what you're saying, say for example now the daughter-in-law and the son-in-law, they've got their own family, they got their kids, yeah. Some of them got boys, some of them got girls, and that. Do you think the cycle repeats to their own sons? So now that they're raising what's that thing? Did you say man? I forgot the word that you just said. Is it
son husband?
Son husband.
Kevin Samuel said it best.
Yeah.
Our mothers wanted son husbands.
So do you think the next generation are repeating the same thing to raise their...
No, bro. No. Think about it, bro.
Yeah, go on.
We are totally different. Forget the next year. I'm talking about me and you, because we're a certain age already.
Yeah.
We've got that traditional culture within us, but we're still at an age where we're in that hybrid generation where we understand it. We've got some of it. We've got some of that conditioning. But even at our age, we've broken away from it. There's a lot of guys I meet my age. Yeah. Brother, there's a contrast in who we are and our ideas.
Absolutely.
I met a guy, I'll tell you what, it was actually my ex's cousin, mate,
Okay.
When I told him I was homeless, he was like, I can't believe an Asian Muslim guy can be homeless like in this day and age. Sure, you live with your mum and dad. He's in his 50s, he still lives with his mum and dad, so he doesn't know any different. He's just lived his whole life like that. He's still with them. And I'm thinking like, come on, but what planet are you on? Like, but again, there's a big contrast to how we are, how we think, how we operate, bruv. I wouldn't listen. There's things that my brothers and sisters that I won't agree with. I don't agree with anymore. Of course. They still got that conditioning in certain ways. They won't see past it. So, and like I said, even them though, they're different. They're not how our parents were with us. You're not like that with your kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are very different with our kids. Our parents don't even have the mechanics or the tools to understand certain emotional intellect to be with their kids. They never had that. They never had the knowledge. I'm not blaming them. They never had it. They can only teach you what they knew. They only used and did what they knew. And they lived to serve their parents. That's their mentality, bro. They didn't live to serve their kids. We live for our kids. There's a difference.
Bro, but do you think some of the things that they've... what we've been exposed to, do you think that we could potentially, whether we realize it or not, take on certain traits and bring into our...
No, a lot of guys do. We've had conversations before,
Yeah.
Your subconscious will bring up... I spoke to a friend of mine recently,
bro.
A few months ago, right, And he was saying, oh, my son, he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. I said, but why do you want to do that? Yeah, but back in the day, because you got to understand what happens with our behavioral patterns, and I've noticed with parenting, when you start sounding like your dad, and there's a conditioning where you believe this was right because that's all your subconscious knows, so that's what it throws at you.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to go against what you think you know, because to say this was wrong, because this is who you are as part of your identity now. So it takes courage to say, no, that's not who I am. But that's who I've been all of this time. It takes courage to say, the last 30 years I was thinking like this, but I was wrong. Because now you're saying on an identity level. And when you start becoming your dad, and my friend, the stuff he was saying, I was like, bro, why does he need to do that? Yes, your dad made you do that, but I know at the time you don't like it. You don't even like doing these things.
Bro,
why don't you say to your son, go on.
Hold that for, because that's powerful. Because, bro, check this. There's another element to that as well. Because when we're trying to break away, there's hooks, there's people, there's family members reminding us, no, this is who you are. Come back. The moment that we try to pull away different. and the hooks are so powerful, bro. It's like we're just trying to move away and just carve out a new identity. But no, it's like, and I also think women are so affected by this than men. The reason why I say this is because they got their mother, they got their sister, they try to change, but then they get dragged back. Whilst the man, he has to change because now society is against him. He has to evolve. He's got all these odds against him. So he's in a position where he has to change. She's in a position of leverage, power, and that where change is actually not required. Because it doesn't affect her identity. It's no, carry on doing what you're doing. Even if it's not just, there's no reason why you should change your identity. This is like, in her mind, this is survival mode. This is good. Whilst in the man's mode is, no, there's something wrong here. I need to change. I need to. So we are in a position of change. They got so many hooks, bro. They got hooks. If they're a sister that goes to work, she's answering to her boss, or or if she's in a certain position of senior management, she's telling men what to do. And if she's been raised a certain way in a like a female dominated environment by her mum, she's calling the shots. That's another leverage. That's another hook. That's like where
it is. But understand this.
Yeah.
This leads nicely into what I'm about to say. Yeah.
Go on, bruv.
Because look, I don't want to. I don't want this to come across like we're bashing women or men are better than women or nothing like that. We're not red
observations.
Pill, nothing like
That's
that.
all,
Yeah. I am certainly not red pill as such, right? Yeah. So let's just get that out there straight away. Now, understand what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah. I'll even go as far as saying men or women, human beings generally, we're not all that different. Yeah. Human beings. I'm not just saying men and women. Human beings from all over the world, we're not that different now. Think about it. Let's put it simply. What does everyone want? Yeah, I'm going to break it down in a simple context. What do we all want?
Bro,
Health,
that's a good question, man.
Happiness and wealth. I'll answer. It's a simple answer.
Yeah.
Health, wealth, happiness. Do you really want any more? Tell me. What that is all consuming. Health, wealth, happiness. You've got your health. You're alive and well. You can live many years. You can do pretty much whatever you want. Your body's in good shape. Your mind. You've got your cognitive abilities. You've got wealth, money to live out all of your dreams. Take your family on all the holidays, to all the things that you want to really live. Yeah. And happiness, your relationship, your emotional. Beyond this, what does anyone else want? That's the three things.
But that's it.
Global. That's simple. To put it simply, yeah. It ain't that complicated.
Yeah.
What are we all chasing every day? What are we trying to achieve? What do they all say? We want to be happy. Health, wealth, happiness. Done. That's what we all want, man or woman, yeah?
100. Yeah.
Number one, right? Now, let me go back to the point you made. So, so you talked about the hooks and the women, right? So, like I said, I'm saying, forget the women. We've all got hooks. Men, women, everyone. So, like I said to you, let's say the 3 out of 10 women, the 3% will, after divorce, say achieve something, do something, change their life. They'll take the pain and trauma, they'll reflect internally, they see where they went wrong. And as I keep saying, let's start with accountability and responsibility, right? And they take these lessons and they actually get on that journey, think, I don't want to live like this because I want health, wealth and happiness. I don't want any more of the same. The person that I am brought me that, means I need to change to bring me something new.
Absolutely.
If this has got me the results that I've got now, if these are my results and what my current thinking has got me, then I need to change this to get better results. Simple. Now apply that formula that applies to men and women. Now I've spoken to hundreds of men, hundreds of fathers, and even after divorce, again, once you get to a certain space of awareness, self-awareness, you notice little things that people say. The amount of fathers I talk to who are broken, crying, suicidal, 8-9 months in, they're now in a better place. Some of the stuff they say and do, and I think like the arrogance in some of these spaces. Then I think, have you learnt nothing? The way they talk about certain things, and I think, because I just assume everyone sort of grew like this from the beginning. Again, even amongst the men, it's the same. Say 3% really use that pain, because like I said, look, remember Sigmund Freud, father of modern psychology. We only operate under two filters, the two primary filters in the brain. You're either moving away from pain or perceived pain, or you're moving towards perceived pleasure. Remember that, yeah? So when your whole nervous system is shot to bits, you've lost access to your children, there is an abundance of pain. Pain gives you urgency. Urgency leads to action. It's a very big, powerful driver and motivator. Hence, some people take this, harness this, they want to get away from this, they don't want this again. So they start reflecting within, they start taking action, they start changing their life, they start asking questions of themselves. That same applies to women, men and women. Say the 3%, say the 3 out of 10 who take this pain and use it correctly. They carve a new life. They learn something from it, But even amongst men I've seen, bro, not everyone takes these lessons.
They don't.
Not everyone heeds his lessons. Now let's go back to the women and the hooks. The mother will pull you. The sister will say this. So-and-so will do this, right, But guess what? Unless she really likes a guy. Unless she looks at that guy and thinks, damn, I wish I was with him. if you, and this is what I'm saying to people, if you become someone of value and worthy with charisma and energy, you change who you are. Where now the power shifts, the dynamic shifts. She's chasing you. She wants to be with you. When she's with you, she realizes I'm with a high caliber guy, or I'm punching above my weight. I need to make sure I keep this man. If the dynamics are there, you ain't got to worry about her mum and her sister and so on. So, are you with me? So again, when we focus on, say, the women that try and break out from this, that, they might be pulling them back, unless what they're moving towards, the perceived pleasure, is so great.
Yeah.
And do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
unless you
I get where you're going with this, bro. Yeah. 100.
You work on yourself. If we're looking at the intersexual dynamics as a man, you would. When I say work on yourself, I think people don't fully understand. Only thing people understand is go to the gym, work out.
Yeah. It's not.
You have to feed the body, the brain, the soul, the spirit. You have to unite, and you have to honestly look at yourself and work in all of these areas and invest time, energy, money, sacrifice. Look at your social circles. Look at your friends.
Absolutely.
Honestly say, I've known these guys for 20 years, but is he a loser? Are these guys losers? Are they all socially awkward? Because I'm socially awkward. Maybe I need to be people who are more socially active, who I can learn. My point is, you have to monitor every single aspect. The people you hang about, let's say they're not losers, they're not socially awkward, but are they winners? Are they driven? Do they have ideas? Do you see what I'm saying? Do they have energy?
Bro, can I just add something to that? Yeah, because see, that's you reminded me of something. You just triggered something inside my head. Yeah, so there's a notion of what a provider is, and it's usually linked to finances. A provider, a protector, but far and few people don't take it more further than just the financial side of things. Whilst a provider and a protector is, like what you said, keeping an eye on all of those things. What is coming into my family? What is happening to me? What is, like, all the types of influences? They are not being guarded. They're just like, I've not come across many people that actually talk about these kind of things, protecting that. What about protecting? Where's the shield for the family? Where's the shield for yourself? How are you protecting your family from all of these types of influences? Are you even aware of all these things, the poisons that are coming into the family? Go on, bruv.
So the thing is this, right? Yeah. So you're talking about protector overall as a family. Now the thing is this: before you can say, have the awareness of all of these things, right? Yeah, you have to have an awareness of yourself and who you are. Most people don't know we're operating on autopilot. This. Most people are drifting. We are drifters. My dad said, get married. This is the time. This is the destination. I'm married. I've got 2 kids. I go to work. I come home. And this is it's done. They never said anything after that. Your creative spirit has been subdued. We were controlled. They didn't want us to leave the family home. If you left the family home to go with your wife, listen, I remember many, many years ago, before, like now it's like, seems like nothing. But there was always this issue. If a guy wanted to move out, he was looked badly upon, even in the Gujarati family, if he wanted to move out. There's all these sly politics and no one spoke directly. And I said to people, well, why can't you just sit down as a family and have a conversation? Like, what's the biggie? Oh, it was all a bit awkward. All this bullshit, bro. Like, legit. So we were controlled on these levels, bro. Come on, man. So we didn't have basic self-awareness. If you're not aware of yourself, you're not aware of who you are, you've not had this. And this is what I'm saying, a shock and a trauma can trigger the awareness, because it forces you to ask questions of yourself. It's very difficult to break the programming and the auto program that you're running on until something is so painful that wipes the program. It's like the computer overloads, shuts down, and then you when you turn back on, the software's not there. You're a blank canvas. Hence, divorce can be the great reset. Divorce could be the greatest launching pad you will ever have.
It's not a negative thing, bro.
It really puts things into perspective. When you lose your children, you really have a greater understanding of things, people, emotions, your own emotional awareness, your boundaries. You understand these things more. But prior to that, like I said, it's very difficult to.
Would you say that's
software? You're in autopilot?
But bro, would you say that's an individual thing though? Because some people it works out even better, like their awareness heightens and stuff. And then like the way that I see it is, you could be of two categories: either you become better or you become bitter. So the divorce can make you that, and all of a sudden, say for example that you assume that the grass is greener on the other side, you get to the other side, and all of a sudden it's not, and you become bitter, or like the divorce revealed the person who they were actually all this time, and it took a divorce to say, look, this is who you are, you know. Some people grow, some people like don't, bro, you know. It's
Yeah, but look, so even prior to say the divorce, look, people are always changing and evolving by, like I said, the what you're absorbing from the environment, from the media, social media, friends, circle, your block, your area, your colleagues. You are constantly being programmed and brainwashed. Auto-suggestion, which is subconscious programming. You don't even know is happening. Think about this, right? I guarantee you'll be hanging about with someone for a few weeks. That person goes away. 2-3 weeks later, in conversation, you'll say something or do something in a manner that how that person says it or does it. When I hang about with people who start swearing all the time, occasionally a little swear word then starts slipping out. Because you're absorbing programmed behavior from the environment. Remember,
bro,
this.
wait,
We're all being conditioned and go on. Sorry, go on.
You know, there's something in addition that I want to add on to what you just said there. So once upon a time, I can't remember if it was my friend or my brother. He goes, look, Mabs, watch this, watch. So we're having a conversation, brother, and this device is picking up my conversations, and all of a sudden, whatever we spoke about, I'm getting feeds. I'm getting videos shown to me. I'm getting like, so it's so true what you said. It's not even, it's not only happening amongst people. We're being auto-suggested. Suggestions are being made left, right, and center from so many different things. And it's so true what you said. If you are not aware of yourself, how can you protect what's around you? What kind of influences are affecting you? Because through a heightened awareness, you should be able to feel, you should be able to see, you should be able to think. You should, like, those should be heightened, bro. You know what I mean? But if you're on autopilot, it's very difficult. It's like what you said. And the other thing is that I would say is, sometimes it actually does require something dramatic to happen. But some people could, like, it can cause the opposite effect, bruv. All of a sudden that
100%, like, look, but this is what I'm saying, look, it will reveal characters. Everyone's on a different stage in their journey. Everyone has different influences, and I think also the amount of pain can potentially determine which direction they go or how they go. Don't get me wrong, sometimes they will go the other way because they've still got more. So let's say they haven't gone fully to the bottom. So situation happens, they end up in drink or drugs or in a bad way, homeless. They will go fully to rock bottom. Once you hit rock bottom fully, and that's why sometimes now also I've even heard it being said, bro, when someone's about to hit rock bottom and you rescue them, you may have robbed that person of their greatest achievement. You have robbed that person potentially of who they could become, because now guess what, someone's bailed me out again. That's why sometimes now if someone's hitting rock bottom, you got to let them go. You can advise them, try and guide them. They're not listening. They're in their world. Same old. You're bailing them out every year. That friend that always phones you up and he always needs a loan or whatever. Sometimes you got to just worry about yourself. Let it go. Let them hit rock bottom.
100.
And then once they fall flat on their face, at some point they're gonna have to make a decision, bro. It's their journey. You can't do it for them. So people can go in all sorts of directions. That's why when you do have this awareness, this understanding, that's why we try and just put knowledge and information out there. And again, my policy is this now, to not just repeat the same old stuff, but to give the detailed understanding of what to do. Because again, everyone just, go to the gym, work out. No one really understands
it's surface level.
What these tangible steps are. What is accountability? What is responsibility? why you should do this, how you should program your mind, how you should feed your mind to then get the best outcomes, how you should feed your soul, why should you need goals. Again, Tony Robbins says in his book, Awaken the Giant Within, why we do what we do. Half the time, we don't even know why we do what we do. Again, Bob Proctor said in one of his videos, he said, I joined the Navy because all my mates are joining the Navy. He goes, I hate the sea, I hate water, I hate taking orders. So why'd you do it? Well, my mates were going, so I followed along. I'll tell you a story. I went to my local electrical wholesaler a few weeks ago, it's run by these Greek brothers, I say brothers, all these Greek guys, Now, there's a guy that I've known him over a decade. I've known these guys well over a decade, Married, they see my beard. Bro, your beard looks great, this and that. Do you dye it? I said, no, bro, this is all natural. It looks great, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a guy called Mario that he's now got a beard, right? It's all white. He goes, I said, Mario, your beard looks really good, man. I like it. He goes, I like it as well because everyone's taking a piss. People saying it don't look good. You look old and grey. I said, nah, bro, you look wise. You look like a wise man. He was like, I don't care. I'm keeping it because I've always wanted to do it. Now, understand, this guy's in his 50s, So I paused for a second. I said, well, you've always wanted to do it? He went, yeah. So I said, why didn't you? He now paused and he's looking at me. He went, he's in his 50s. He goes, I don't know. So I said, you're telling me there's something that you've always wanted to do and you only had the courage to just go off and do it, regardless of what anyone says or thinks in your 50s. And look, over the last few years, he's been separated. He's split from his missus. Luckily, he has access to his kids, but he's been through the ups and downs of relationships and all of these dramas. And now he's at a stage where if I want to go and do something, because again, this program self-sacrifice. I don't want to spend this money on me. Let us family, this, that, just chip in, help out, do everything else before yourself, to the point where he wanted to grow a beard and he never grew it. It took him 50 years to decide to grow a beard. And he could not answer why he never did it before, even though he always wanted to do it. You tell me. Now, before, that comment would have never just in one ear out the other. But when I asked him, you've always wanted to do it? Yeah. So why didn't you? He froze. He paused. Started pondering and thinking. He couldn't answer it. And he's only now, after his separation, his divorce, the back and forth, the emotional turmoil that you go through and the emotional toll that it takes. He understood now, I need to do things. I just do what I like. I just want peace. I do what I like. I don't care what anyone says. I go holiday on my own. I went Colombia, went here. I'm thinking of going Philippines or Malaysia. I went, stop talking about it. Go on the phone, book a ticket. He went away that afternoon, booked this ticket. I went, get on with it, bro. You live once. You live for yourself. Invest in yourself. These experiences, these things, this discomfort is what's going to stretch you, and you'll grow from this, and you'll start looking at yourself differently. But boom, that's my point. That conditioning and programming right there.
Bro, do you know what you just said? That is so profound, because you actually summarized through that one question his whole life. It was like, when you asked him, so why didn't you do it? Inside my head, when you narrated that, I thought, wait there, hang on a second, because he's listened to people all this time. He's never stood up, had a backbone, and just done it. And because of that, it took him 50 years for a light bulb to go off. It has affected his past because he didn't stand up, because that he didn't do whatever it is that he wanted to.
Pleaser. Yeah, people pleaser, self-sacrifice. Yeah, well, same again. And look,
that's mad.
I'll say this from the perspective of I've had to go through. I've lost 3 children, been homeless, whole life ripped apart before my software was wiped. Because I was the same. Lost in this programming, lost in this conditioning. Questioned everything. I questioned all relationships. My parents, brothers, sisters. Why do my sisters talk to me like this? Why don't they give me the same sort of concessions that they've made for my brother? Like, for example, why don't my parents do this? Why did I noticed the little details? But before, it was just accepted. You it's like your social. It's like the position in your family. It's just given. You just accept where you are. You never question it. And like I said, you will start, when someone keeps telling you you're stupid, when you're growing up and someone says, don't do that, you're not good enough, you're not clever, you'll never achieve that. And that's the problem. That's what feeds into our limiting beliefs into our adulthood.
100%.
Our parents weren't short of these words, bro. Our parents, we love them. They were horrible. They could be really horrible compared to even other communities of the time, they're very horrible in their mannerisms and how they spoke and shout.
100%. Oh my gosh, bro, that is another
You're selfish. If I had an idea,
episode on that, man.
Mum used to say to me, "Oh, you're selfish." Brother, now I take that as a compliment. I should have put myself more. I'll openly say the sacrifices that I've made and done for my family, I wouldn't have done them now if I go back. I'd have kept them for myself. I would have done things for myself than that.
Yeah.
But you know, mum makes concessions for one son and all the brother. I've seen it with my, not just in many families. I've seen this, especially of that generation. They had their favorites. They had to secure their investment. They looked after. They gave the youngest extra love and extra bond and kept him close. Because when we get older, he's going to look after us. So this is the mentality they were grown up with. So do you want your son to be his greatest self, or are you worried about yourself? So who's selfish? As much as we loved our parents, is that not selfish right there? Would you do that to your kid? Would you try and give your kid extra love so that you're thinking he'll look after me when I'm old, or do you want him to be his greatest self? So is that are we not better parents? I hate to say it. I'm not knocking what they did. You know, I forgive them. I'm not knocking them. They did only what they knew. Yeah. But the fact is, they don't have the answers, bro. They didn't have the answers. They don't know it all. No, bro. Majority of the parents, anyway.
In addition to what you just said, there's another thing as well, bro. It's like this, yeah. It's sometimes we're so defensive about our mum or dad. No, that's like, you know, the feet, the reward is underneath the feet of the mother and blah blah blah. But we forget that they are women. They are, their role is a mum, but also they're women. Their role is a dad, but also he's a man. So there's men temperaments, certain things. There's manipulations there. There's manipulations that, like, what I'm trying to say is sometimes that we turn a blind eye to what our mothers are.
This is what I'm saying. Listen, that's the problem, because when it's your own people, you can't see it sometimes. You get selective hearing. Listen,
100.
You don't believe what you see. You see what you believe. Remember this. Your core identity, right? Your beliefs and values make up who you are. So your brain is going to process information in a way to form in line with your core values and beliefs and your identity. Otherwise, you will be in conflict. Your brain is processing 2 million pieces of information every moment. It can't process it all. So it takes what it needs to make the world and the information you're receiving, to make it make sense. It organizes it in a manner in line with your values and beliefs. So hence, no, my mum wouldn't do that. Because my mum's my mum.
Do you think, see what that's done to us? But see that conditioning. Look at what it's done to us. Because when we do that, we carry that same psychology amongst people. We can't see straight through them, brother. It's like, no, they won't do that to me. These are my friends. So we turn a blind eye, rather than, you know what? Yes. We need to be able to have the intelligence to be able to see through a person what they're really about. And it goes back to those things that you were talking about earlier on, in terms of, yes, you could have people in my workplace that one person might say something good about me, and then the other might be like, they're watching me. They know my habits. They know my reactions. It's like that lens has been stripped away from us, bro.
Yes, the goggles of the
goggles and that, bro.
Trauma. Yeah, the rose tinted glasses drop, and you see the world for what it is. When you're a people pleaser and you're lacking,
you don't see that. Yeah,
your self-esteem is low. Your self-image is low. You want to be accepted. You want to be liked. We all want to be loved. We want attention. We want to be accepted. Again, socially accepted, social acceptance, social proof. People pleasers give off that energy. People see a mile 100%. When you grew up and your parents told you you're useless, you're no good, you won't do anything, you're dumb, he's got about all of these things, bro. They have, what happens is they have drummed this into your subconscious. So you're involuntary. When people say, I don't really want to do this, because once they find out who I really am, they'll see through me, I'm not enough. These limiting beliefs only in your soul that no one hears, no one sees. Behind the mask, behind public, behind the people that see you at work, even around family members, around friends and locals. You can't hide from yourself. Like I said, when you're laying there at bed at night, there's nowhere to hide, bro. So you have to, the key is this. You have to impress a new self-image into your subconscious. This is the process, and this is what I'm saying. Everything we've spoken about, from divorce, childhood issues, what where you see
societal
yourself
issues
and
and
who you are,
self
society,
reflection,
whatever you, if you're socially
Yeah.
awkward, the first thing key is, look, you take stock of who you are. Who am I? Do I like this? Do I not like this? Do I just nod along with you? Again, you need to go and do things that will make you question and challenge yourself into who you are. Number one, start discovering who you are. Go into uncomfortable situations, not with friends, on your own. Go on a course. You don't need a friend to come with you, on your own. With strangers, because they don't know you. They have no perception. This is what I'm saying. So, you know the old thing they're saying, go traveling. Go traveling on your own or with a group of strangers. And in a new environment, because they don't know who you are. You could be anyone there. So when you're there in that environment, who can you become? Be someone. Try and do something. Act like someone, but start discovering. See what comes out. But you have to go into these uncomfortable situations, traveling on your own, traveling with a group and a group of strangers on these little treks. I should have done loads more of them, I think, before, but again, I needed a friend to go with me. That insecurity, anything I was doing, what you doing?
I need this
around?
person or that.
You need a friend to sort of indirectly someone to hold your hand, because you're too scared to just go out and be by yourself, do things by yourself. So that's the first thing. You have to start discovering who you are. What are your values? Third, in order to understand what these things are, you have to start doing uncomfortable things in uncomfortable environments with people you don't know. And then your true character will start coming, your personality, your little quirks and traits. And once you figure out who you are, accept your quirks and traits and your eccentricities, because that is your uniqueness in who you are. And there is no one in the world like you. No one else has your DNA. And remember, all the greats, all the great successes, they were all eccentrics. They were different. They were weird. They were outcasts.
100%.
So you have to embrace. Robert Greene talks about this in his 48 Laws of Power. And he talks about this there's another book he's got. I'll tell you right now, stay there.
No worries, bro.
It's called Human Nature. That's it.
Human
Robert
Nature.
Greene. Hold on. Human Nature. Talk the concise laws of human nature. He talks about these the differences and its ability to accept yourself then. And then to be able to express that expression. And once you are in alignment with yourself and who you are, your mind, your body, your soul are united, then you can be truly, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're living in alignment with your values and who you are, then you have energy, motivation, charisma, smile,
you'll be free. You're
radiance.
free, bro.
You will attract things and people into your life. You will attract opportunities. Things will come to you like a magnet. You will look different. That's what I say to people. Change your wardrobe. Look at your clothing. Really look at these things and think, okay, do I want to look like this? Why do I dress like this? Or do I dress like this? Like the old youngsters, youngsters walking around with the pants hanging down, with the bum hanging out and all that. They're doing it because everyone else is doing it. Do you really want to? I've seen guys my own age walking around like that. I'm like, why are you walking around like that? That's from a different... You're just conforming. And look, Earl Nightingale talks about this.
Yeah, bro.
This Earl Nightingale, there's one line in one of his speeches right there that is stuck with me all the time, right? Yeah. He says, modern man's failure is not what you think it is. Modern man's failure is conformity, confirmation, conforming to things that you don't even like because everyone else is doing it. That is the greatest failure. But to be yourself and truly express yourself, brother, that is the true. Like, you could live your whole life and never truly express yourself. There's a great book that Earl Nightingale talks about. Man's search for himself. The key to all of this is you. You in search of yourself. You finding out who you are. You living then in alignment with your values. Not what your family said. Not what your family think or mum and dad. And this is the style. this is the way forward because this is how my parents did it and they did it and their grandparents. This is what my boys did. This is what they do on my estate. This is what everyone at work says. To truly be yourself, and not just for the sake of it. If you genuinely like something, you want to be something, you have a passion, pursue it. But you have to probe and try different things and go into uncomfortable places. And that's what you got to unfortunately do.
And in saying that, there's no shortcuts, bro. It's like I can't convey this message to someone who has limited life experiences. And unfortunately, it takes, like, for them to get it, they need a couple of references. They need to, like, references of life, of references of failure, references of, for it to actually resonate with them.
Yes,
go on, bruv. Go on.
No, but you're right. But the thing is, with the young people, they don't have the references. But remember, the two main filters: you're either moving away from pain or you're moving towards pleasure. So you can at least ask the person, "What do you want? What drives you? Money, women? Do you want to get married? Is it power? What will that power?" Again, you got to question. The great coaching is asking great questions. If he says, "I want loads of money," why? Why do you want money? So I can do what I want. Oh, so you don't want money, you want freedom. Yeah, I want freedom. And with money, I can buy this. It will attract more. Oh, you want women, you want female validation. What is, like, my point is, you got to strip the layers back, the emotion and the feelings behind the action. Why do you want money? When people say, I just want loads of, why? So I can do what I want when I want. Okay, so the money is just giving you freedom. So do you want the money, or really is it the freedom that you want to do anything and buy anything and live in your... Do you see what I'm trying to say? So with the youngsters, they don't have the references, but again, the brain is no different. So I'm moving away from pain, moving towards pleasure. Again, his experiences, who he grew up around. You got to find the triggers. What is driving that person? What is their pain point? That's the point. What is their pain point? What is their pleasure point? What are they passionate about? What drives them? Do they love sports? Do they just love exercise? Do they love reading? Do they say, I want to be a book writer? My point is, you just got to probe and push, and then you use the information they give you and operate on the paradigms of the pain and pleasure principles. And okay, well, if you want that, you can achieve that. Perhaps if you tried this or did that, or maybe sacrifice this. Oh, look, bro, you want to be a footballer? Oh, well, look at that footballer. Do you want to see the life he's got? Do you want to live that? Do you know what sacrifice is? Are you willing to do the work? You can then coach them and guide them, bro. That's it.
Bro, see what you've just said and doing, that is profound, because you've mentioned a couple of things earlier on. You was like, because we're in autopilot and we've been influenced in so many different ways, we forget, or not even forget, we don't even know how to question things anymore. Because that is a training in itself. Do you know when you say, yeah, bro, we got to keep on questioning 100%? That's what we do. Like, I'm just talking about me and you here. But a lot of people, when they go through the motion, they don't even know how to question, let alone even start the process of them.
Because it's called thingy. Do you have in psychology? It's called scotomas. I'm sure that's the word.
Scotomas.
Blind spots in your brain.
Yeah.
It's blind spots in your mind. So there's things about yourself you can't see.
Yeah.
Remember, it's scotomas. There's things about yourself that you cannot see, brother. You need to have someone to point it out, or something to happen for you to then draw attention to see. But there's things about yourself you can't see.
Wait, but let's go back a bit. Why do we need to see it first? Why can't we just have that natural conditioning of just questioning things? Like,
okay,
just...
let me put it this way. Go on. Okay, so you got to understand the ego plays a big part. If you're gonna, this is where people don't understand, right? And this is why people very rarely want. You know, like, you've heard the saying, "No one likes change."
Yeah,
you've heard the saying everywhere. Everyone knows that saying.
Yeah.
Why? Because nervous system likes what is familiar. Also, in order to accept change, you have to accept that up until this point you were wrong. Your ego doesn't like it. Your ego. Why do in Islam we talk about suppressing the nafs? What is the nafs? It's the ego. But if people don't even understand why they do certain things from ego, was that from ego, was that from humility, or was that from intellect and study? The ego will feed a certain feeling. That's why it's a disease of the heart. And that emotion will trigger your brain will in alignment to cover up the situation. So for example, when you had to confront someone or a situation that you were scared of, you gave off a certain energy and a certain behavior. But after the event, your ego doesn't like it. So when people ask you, what happened? Oh, no, I would have done this, or I would have done that, or no, lucky this and that. But you sort of believe it as well yourself. It ain't true, but you believe it because your ego is covered. Your ego will find it too hard to deal with. Just like we said about these women. They're in their 60s. They're laying in bed at night. They've lost best part of 15 years of potentially a happy marriage. They could have been with someone. They could have been happy. But it's easier to think, hold on, I've just effed this up this badly. It's easier. It's hard. And this is why most people can't take accountability or responsibility. So they blame everyone else but themselves because of the ego. That's why martial arts is good. Because martial arts will check your ego. The philosophy of martial arts. What does Bruce Lee say? Know yourself to know others. When you're in a combat situation, the hands do not lie. Your body will not lie in that situation. If you're scared, if you're coward, if you're egotistical, if you're too aggressive, if you're cocky, you will notice when you're sparring with someone, not what they're saying, but how they're doing. You can tell when someone, you touch someone and you tag them, they get a little bit more aggressive because their ego's being triggered. Understand the philosophy, bro, and understand the disease of the heart. And it takes, this is a very difficult thing to do, to truly challenge your own ego, to swallow your pride and anger, to take the lesson and think, okay, listen, I lost because I didn't train enough, or I'm weak in this area. I need to work here. That's why athletics, sports, martial arts, ego lifting, in weights people get injuries because of ego lifting. They kill the form, but it doesn't matter. They will do whatever they can. But when you train with a PT, a professional trainer, he'll say to you, it's no point. If the form goes, drop the weight. But it's that ego. Remember, disease of the heart, the nafs. And what does Islam talk about? Humility, humbleness. It's challenging the ego. When someone challenges you, when something's right or wrong, when your own loved ones are involved, your ego gets involved, your own emotions get involved. Do you still go by what's right and wrong? Do you still go by Islam? Do you still live by code and principle when it's your own? Or suddenly does it all go out the window? And what did we talk about earlier? When it's your own family, the community, commitment, loyalty, religion, Islam, everything's out the window, isn't it? When it's your daughter or your son involved. But when it's someone else's daughter and son, we have an opinion. What's right? What's wrong? We judge. Brian Tracy talks about in one of his speeches, when you constantly keep seeing other people's flaws and mistakes and you're judging people in your head because there's flaws in your own character, there's something wrong with you. That's the little reference to know either your life is empty or there's something wrong with you when you're noticing other people's flaws all the time. When you're busy with your own goal, you're climbing, your challenge, your major definite purpose is so big, your brain does not have time to wander to these spaces. People ain't going nowhere. They've always got something to say about other people, like you said. 100. So understand, bro, the ego and the scotomas, and remember your beliefs and values make up who you are. And it's difficult to say what I knew for the last 30 years was actually wrong. What my parents taught me about this, they were actually wrong. What my parents taught me about wealth was completely wrong because they had no wealth. So how can they teach anyone else? They don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? The lesson, the old saying, well, that's life. Happy wife, happy life. It's all of this crap that we've heard. It's all rubbish, bro. None of it's real. The people make these things up to justify their own situation to themselves. I know people that, religious people that have said when this guy's got money, Allah's blessed him with this money. That's why. That's what it is. Yeah, but you've just discredited all his talent and skill and hard work and sacrifice and risk taking. Yes, everything is from Allah, but Allah didn't say sit at home and the food will come from the air. You still have to make the effort. So if you make the effort, I will do the rest. But you see, because this person was a religious person, in order for them to make sense of how this person's so financially successful, their conditioning, their beliefs and values, which was their very on the deen, sort of rationalize this. Are you with me? In an Islamic way. But what you're indirectly saying, I'm not in that space. Think about it. Your brains rationalize it. So what you're saying indirectly is, Allah Pak hasn't given this. I can't achieve this because Allah Pak's not given me this. Maybe I don't have the skill. Maybe I don't have the ability. Maybe I need to expand energy thought process. Go and do some learning, studying, invest, sacrifice. I might have that, but do you see how you make sense of the world around you? You don't believe what you see what you believe. We're all pretty much the same. Remember this. Just some of us have a heightened sense of awareness.
Bro, see what you just said there. There's another element. The other element is this. If I pointed out those things, I also expose myself. It's like, yeah, the guy's disciplined. He's done this. Da, da, da. So if I'm going through, it's more easy for me to just gloss it over and say, yeah, you know, that's down to Allah and stuff like that. Yeah. Whilst
no, it's not glossed over. No, it was worse than that, bro. It's the scatomas. You believe it. The people can't see it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. When you get to a certain level of coaching and understanding, when people say this, you can't engage. They won't get it. You see things in people they can't see about themselves. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They said it.
No, I get that. I get that.
Makes sense. Yeah. And they don't understand. If you try to explain it, bro, it'll be an argument. They don't. There's things that people say. Like I said, you read into people by little things. Like, look, go back to the Mario scenario.
Yeah.
I've kept it. I've got it. I don't care what anyone says. I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So why haven't you? You're in your 50s.
Yeah.
Why didn't you before? It took you 50 years. Why? And that moment, you know, the penny drop moment.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea why. Because other people said beards just weren't popular, and other people used to put them down.
Yeah.
He has no idea why. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You're lost in that auto program. So when they say, "Oh, mashallah, Allah Pak's given him all of this," a religious person will say that, for example, yeah. Because this now makes sense of the world around them. Your brain will process the information in a way to align it with your beliefs and values, because that's how you make sense of the world. And it's easier for you your ego to digest that, yeah? Because remember what the brain is doing. Remember what we said. It's moving away from perceived pain or moving towards pleasure. That thought process that I'm no good, I'm shit, I have no skills, I'm a failure, or I'm a loser, or any insecurity is going to cause you pain. So what did the brain do? Take you away from the pain, the scatomas. Understand the process, bro.